Yo, welcome. We back like good. I don't know. What should I add to that? Yeah.
What the hell?
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, Random Beats and Geekscape.net proudly bring to you It's Wrestling, Hip Hop, and everything in between. Tag team champions of the world.
I got that Krenak.
G1 to the rescue, aka Big Rescue. T called the villain. It is your Mania Podcast. Welcome to episode 206.
Welcome, one and all, big and small.
You feel me?
Short and tall, fully dressed and no draws.
Man, I hope everybody's having one hell of a day. I hope everybody's having one hell of a week. We back again. We got quite a few things to cover in a really short time, so we're going to try to make this brief, but also we're going to try to make this enjoyable. Teak, what up, man?
Shit, chilling.
Yes, indeed, man. We are very happy to be with you guys again on our 206th episode. Much love and shouts out to our good folks at Geekscape.net. Matt Kelly and company was cracking. What's going on? For those of you watching on the streams, you see Teak with the fresh CM Punk shirt. You see me with the AEW golf stretch on. Y'all know how that go. Also, big shouts out to our lead booker Mega Ran and his Random Beats platform. Please keep up with Ran. He got some crazy tour dates coming soon. A lot of stuff going on. So definitely be on the lookout, man. And much love to our extended family, of course. Our boy Rock Knowledge, who joined us last week. Shout out to Rock. Shout out to our Steel Cage guys, the OX and company. Derek, what up? Super Jew, what up? And man, just again, we got so much to cover. We're coming off the heels of a nasty pay-per-view, super dope pay-per-view, really great pay-per-view. All the positive things I could possibly say about the pay-per-view. It was just really fire. And so we'll talk a little bit about AEW Revolution. We'll get into Monday Night Raw. We'll get into the fallout from AEW Revolution, which happened on Wednesday, including a very big debut, which I'm sure everybody was expecting, but also everybody was excited about. So we'll definitely talk about that for sure.
But before we get into all that, y'all know how we do things over here at the Mania Podcast. First of all, we will be getting into the putovers. And this week, we're going to slide it over to G1 first for the putover section.
Oh, hell yeah. Okay, so check me out. So specifically getting into putovers, man, listen, it's been 2 good years for those of y'all who are, friends of the podcast. I love my wrestling games. I've been playing every incarnation of WWE games since WWF Warzone on the PlayStation. We talking like 96, 97. Went from that to Attitude, SmackDown series, SmackDown versus Raw, and the WWE series. Now on to the WWE 2K series. It's been the most consistent set of game simulations for wrestling around. But 2 years was taken off due to the pandemic and due to all the bugs reported for WWE 2K20. 2 years later, the guys at 2K Sports have re-merged with the all-new WWE 2K22. And let me tell you from personal experience, man, it's probably the most pick up and go that any wrestling game has been in quite some time. It's really dope because I feel like anybody who's never played a wrestling game, this doesn't really play like a wrestling game. It actually plays more like a fighter. Wrestlers got like combos and shit. So you can go from, 2-3 hits into a slam. It's just really easy to work around. So anybody motherfucker just pick up and go. I know T probably ain't played a wrestling game and God knows how long, but I've been telling him like, dude, if you try it, you'll love it. And you
I ain't played a wrestling. Last one I played was it may have been which one had all the bugs? I didn't play that one.
That was 2020. They say 2K20, and it's funny because a lot of those complaints I didn't get a lot of that stuff.
It was probably 2K19 then.
Oh man, see 2K19 was a lot of people's last one. That one everybody says was still better than 2K20. So when all the buggy shit was going on with 2K20, a lot of cats went back to 2K19 in the midst of the pandemic. And yeah, it was a really like this whole overhaul was very much needed. And it was just one of those things that I'm sure the fans appreciate. Like I've been looking around on Twitter, just seeing people's reactions, and everybody just like, with the exception of this and that, fire game. It's a lot of fun. Everybody's been enjoying the new My Rise mode, which is basically like My Career. It's a little bit longer, and now it includes a storyline for both men and women. So girls, you could go in there, create a character, take them through your career. All the decisions that you make within that determine, you being a babyface, you being a heel, what show you assigned to. Raw, SmackDown, and NXT are represented. They also brought back the general manager mode, so my GM is present. There's also showcase mode featuring the cover star, Rey Mysterio. Shout out to Rey, legendary. But yeah, WWE 2K22, all systems, Xbox One, Xbox Series X and S, PlayStation 4 and 5, I want to say. I believe Nintendo Switch is coming later. Something else that you guys should know, community creations can actually be shared across all platforms. So if you make a wrestler on the PlayStation version, somebody else can download it on the Xbox version, so on and so forth. It's a fire game. Go get it. It's on all your platforms, and it's in all your stores. Now, T, your put over, sir.
So for my put over, I'm going to put over something that I've definitely been enjoying the past couple weeks. It's kind of become like a go-to for me, or a comfort for me when I get off work, and that's Key and Peele.
Hey,
so,
I said
now I originally watched Key and Peele when it first aired and everything like that, but it's also right now streaming on HBO Max. But I also just go to YouTube because Key and Peele has a YouTube channel, and they have a lot of things where it's like the top 10 funniest Key and Peele clips, or the top 10 Jordan Peele, or the top 10 Michael Key, or the top 10 this character clips and stuff like that. So I can just put it on there when I get home from work and I'm smoking or rolling up or something, and then just let that play, and I know that I'm gonna enjoy that and get some good laughs out of that.
Hell yeah! You got a favorite Key and Peele sketch too? Like favorite of all time? I have one. I like
favorite of all time. It was one that I just seen that I was like, I wanted to show, because the one where they're in church talking about fucking the devil up with my prayers. She said, I'm gonna get on it and I'm gonna ride it and I'm gonna ride it. And then I'm gonna snap the devil's dick off with my prayers. That one is hilarious.
Yeah.
I also like the rapper one, Gun Rack.
Oh, okay.
Where he keep on trying to use his lyrics against him.
I just seen that recently. You said when they had him in the interrogation room, right?
I shot him with a big ass gun and tossed it in the aquarium. And then he showed him that. He was like, and what do you call this? He was like, I don't know. If I had to describe it, I would say it's a gun of the big ass variety. There's some seaweed in there too. But you got no proof, officer. No, they are hilarious, and I know there may be some people that be like maybe feel a certain type of way about them because of Dave Chappelle and shit like that. But
you know what I was going to tell him? Learn to laugh.
But it's totally different. Different jokes, different styles of comedy or whatever and shit. Absolutely. Oh, Negro Town is hilarious.
Negro Town was hilarious. Okay, so I had to say my favorite sketch, the substitute teacher skit. Shout out to Dragon Master.
Talking about when he fucking their names up, A.A. Ryan. And Jaqueline.
I do remember that.
Balake.
Yo, the
Yeah,
nothing
be nice.
nothing to me will ever be as just downright just outlandish as when they were at the soul food restaurant and they were just trying to up each other on the most, like, pardon my language, niggish soul food, every possible part of the pig, every scrap, every no.
I want to sell a door and a human foot. What the hell? I got one question to ask you. You want gravy on that salad door? What the hell? Of course, you gotta have gravy on the salad door.
No, I'll have the whole pig. Yo, I'm talking about, and granted, that was probably the first episode of Key and Peele I really paid attention to. Granted, there have been some funnier sketches after that. Teak had introduced me to a few that I hadn't seen, but besides that, like besides the ones that he talked about, the soul food shit still resonates in my mind just because that was the first Key and Peele sketch I seen. So I was just like, dude, this is incredible. It reminds me of, I feel like Key and Peele, even though I think they came out around the same time, I feel like the fact that they kept going, they kind of picked up where David Allen Greer left off. Remember Chocolate News?
No.
You don't remember Chocolate News?
I didn't watch that.
Oh, dude, listen. So David Allen Greer had a short-lived sketch comedy show on Comedy Central, and it was called Chocolate News, and it was fire. I don't understand why it was never renewed. But yeah, it's one of those things. If y'all catch it on the web, or if y'all catch clips of it, check it out. There's one clip that always stands out when they're doing the Leave No Child Behind shit. And they brought strippers to the damn thing. He's filming a music video. Yeah, bitch, show me how your coochie twitch. Don't you leave no child behind.
What the hell?
But yeah, Key and Peele.
And Jordan Peele has a new movie that's going to be coming out this year called Nope.
Oh yeah, the alien shit, right?
Yeah.
Man,
so you can tie it into that.
Yo, blessings to that wonderful black, not only comedian, but has solidified himself as a real filmmaker. I mean, you've seen Get Out.
A black filmmaker in the horror genre, which is in many. So
exactly, like you've seen Get Out, you've seen Us. Nope is no exception, and I feel like a lot of
Candyman.
Candyman too. Yeah, the new Candyman. A lot of the topics that he touches on in these horror films, which is crazy, is like stuff that we really be talking about in our living room. Because anytime somebody think about getting abducted by aliens, what's the first thing we say?
And
nope.
he keep working with Daniel Kaluuya. How you say his name?
Daniel Kaluuya. Yeah, Daniel Kaluuya. Yeah, or
yeah.
Kaluuya. Yeah, he gonna stay employed.
He's in this movie too.
Yeah, he gonna always stay employed. The very beautiful Lupita Nyong'o is always gonna stay employed. Like, as long as he got anything to say about it, it's gonna be a lot of chocolate in modern day horror film, and that's how it should be. So
I mean, we can have the conversation about how most of our elite black actors right now is not American, but I mean, I don't think people want to have that conversation.
Yeah. They ain't ready for that. They ain't ready for that at all. So we're gonna definitely leave that right there. Now that we've gotten to the put over, man, let's talk about this wrestling a little bit. So we're gonna start the conversation off with, god damn, man, probably one of the most fun pay-per-views most recently that I really enjoyed. Blessings to AEW for the Revolution pay-per-view. Revolution was just one of those things. It was just a great show from top to bottom. I have just a million takes on it, and I'll try to condense it to 3, but I'm gonna let T, kind of kick it off. So T, thoughts on Revolution, and then we'll get into some specific bullet points. Not every match, but just.
Well, this motherfucker right here made me miss the pre-show. So we started off with Jericho and the Mad King.
Hey.
Eddie Kingston.
Eddie Kingston, definitely, man.
No relation to Kofi Kingston. Who wasn't he Jamaican? No. If I wasn't from Jamaica, why would I have on this hat?
Why?
Really? Where are you from? Right near the beach. Damn. Your Mexican friend. I'm Puerto Rican, B. That's right. No, you say, I'm Cuban, B. That's right. Cuban B. I'm sorry, that's half-baked. If you don't, the half-baked shit just rolls off the tongue.
Especially when you half-baked. But, hey, listen.
But, yeah, no, it was a good match. Jericho was looking good. The demo guy. The Mr. Sports Entertainer.
All
of that good shit. He didn't slim down because he was looking a bit chunky and out of shape.
He looked like old man Lionheart now.
He was looking good, and man, definitely surprised that they let Eddie Kingston win that match because he's a man of few wins and many losses.
Yeah.
But his character ain't built on wins.
Mm-hmm.
It's built on losses.
Right.
It's built on, let me get that. It's built on this. And it's built off of damn, he made me lose my thought. Oh. What the hell? Promos.
Yes.
He's a very good. He cuts a very good promo.
Extremely good promo.
And other than that, I mean, he's a brawler. But I mean, shit, he cracked him with a back fist.
Mm-hmm.
Did some rough housing.
Mm-hmm.
Not to be confused with Dan housing. What the hell? And
cursing everybody. Shout out to Dan housing.
And then Jericho started his ascension into heeldom.
Oh yeah.
By not shaking his hand.
Oh yeah.
At the end of the match when he said that that's what he was going to do.
Absolutely.
He had no honor.
Ring
of Honor would not want him there.
Oh no. And then we we'll talk about the aftermath from that when we get to Dynamite for sure. But what was dope about it is, like you say, Eddie Kingston does cut a really good promo. The build up to this match was so phenomenal because it was all centered around the fact that Eddie Kingston, he's got some wins and he's a great striker and he's a great competitor, but Jericho always hit him over the head with, but you can never win the big one. You never get the W in the big main events. And so this was his payoff against the person that told him that he could never win the big one. So even just that simple build up right there is just like, oh, okay, yeah, that's fire. And man, I really enjoyed that match, and it was a very unconventional submission move to use as a finisher.
What is it called?
I don't know, but it worked. That shit looked like the little sprinkler shit that be outside that come up from the grass.
I remember they said the name and they were talking about
it looked like the way he had his arm torque, he had him looking like a damn sprinkler. That's a really good question. One of our Twitch watchers asked whatever happened to Titus. He slid so far under the ring that he ended up I don't know somewhere else.
We talking about AEW.
Yeah, we talking about AEW right now, but from as far as I know, he's doing outreach work for WWE and not wrestling so much. So he's still employed by WWE, but he's not an active competitor. So we'll get into that later. But back to AEW. But yeah, Jericho, Eddie Kingston, definitely an unpredictable finish. I literally thought that Jericho was still going to go over on that, but it makes sense to the story that Eddie would finally win the big one. So yeah, big shouts out to them for that. Man.
Do you remember what am I trying to ask you? What your guess was? What your prediction
was?
was?
Well, you know what?
Did you predict Eddie or did you predict Jericho?
I predicted Jericho, but I wanted Eddie. So I got what I wanted. I did not get what I guessed.
I don't remember who I predicted on that. I think I might have predicted Eddie, but I'm not sure because I think I predicted most of the card.
Yeah. We both had you had most of them, and then I
was predicting further storylines out.
Yeah, you definitely had that down pat. All the storylines and just the way they kind of unfolded. Yeah, that shit was cool. You did pick that up. So yeah, another great match. We'll get into the three-way tag team dance for the AEW World Tag Team Championship. The champions Jurassic Express, Jungle Boy, and Luchasaurus defeated Red Dragon, Fish and O'Reilly, and the Young Bucks.
I was also surprised that there was 4 title matches on this show and no title changes. On this show.
That was interesting. 4 title matches, no changes. Everybody kind of did their thing. Now none of us seen Jurassic Express winning that. We all thought it was Red Dragon just with everything they got going on, but no, they did that. They did it in a cool way.
So I did not predict this one.
Mm-hmm.
It was a good match. It was
a damn good match.
It was good. It could have went to anybody in that match.
Man,
honestly, the way that match was going on, I wouldn't have been surprised that anybody winning it.
That's true. It literally could have went either way. That's how crazy good the match was. So, hats off to all them guys. But yeah, Jurassic Express retained, man. Let's talk about the Face of the Revolution ladder match, which featured Christian Cage, Keith Lee, Orange Cassidy, Powerhouse Hobbs, Ricky Starks, and the person that actually did win the Face of the Revolution ladder match, Wardlow. Big Wardlow doing his thing, getting his weight up, breaking from the mold of MJF and the Pinnacle.
We had Wardlow push Keith Lee and Hobbs off the stage to a table.
Mm-hmm. That did happen. Ricky Starks caught a very unfortunate power bomb. I don't think he was meant to be dropped exactly the way that he was dropped. Luckily, I think he was still able to protect his head because he tweeted about the match right after that, like, "Hey, I'm fine."
Oh yeah, I thought they didn't.
I feel like
he threw him out the ring.
Oh no!
What you're talking about?
No! I'm talking about the last spot leading up to when Wardlow grabbed the ring.
The power bomb. Yeah, it looked like he slipped. It looked like it was more of a slip than him actually power bombing him.
Yeah, but nah, Ricky Starks had tweeted later on that night he was perfectly fine. But yeah,
there was some big meaty man slapping man meat in that match.
Yeah, it was, man. It was.
You had your choice of white meat or dark meat.
It was great to see the standoff when it became Wardlow, Powerhouse Hobbs, and Keith Lee. Yeah, that was just 3 big, as they like to say in wrestling, 3 big hosses that are basically, that are going, and those are going to be the guys. At some point, I just hope they put them in a flat out match. Like, I want to see them 3 just go at it and just throw each other around. But yeah, solid match. Otherwise, Wardlow winning, so he gets a TNT Championship title shot against the current TNT champion, which is not Sammy anymore. We'll get into that in a minute. The beautiful, very beautiful. Speaking of our next match, the very, 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 very gorgeous, the beautiful Miss Jade Cargill came out in Jade gear, as in Jade from Mortal Kombat, looking sexy to the motherfucker. Big hats off to the beautiful, very beautiful Jade Cargill for that outfit.
29-0.
29-0. That bitch is still champion. Very much so. TBS champion Jade Cargill defeated Ty Conti. It was a really great match. You said you were. I could have sworn, maybe correct me if I'm wrong. You said you expected a good match. You expected to be as good as what it was.
I don't remember saying that about her match.
Okay,
because I was going to say I don't remember the match. very well.
Uh-huh.
I remember her bump kicking the chick outside the ring.
Oh yeah.
And I remember her kissing her opponent, which is her thing now.
That's her thing. So it's like out of that match, we got a whole
a la Rick Rude.
Right.
Is her kissing all of her opponents now. She's calling it the kiss of death.
Exactly. And it's a wonderful thing. I love it.
And women just want to make out with her. And
everybody in Twitter has literally shot and they shot like, hey, I want to shoot they shot like, man, I want to wrestle you. I want to wrestle you. Every female in wrestling, not just in AEW.
Women love her and men want to beat her.
Whoo! I don't. Yeah. I don't know if I necessarily want to be her. There's a small word in between be and her. In is in there, but yeah, that's the difference.
No, there are some men who are upset that her masculinity is more than theirs. And I'm sure they
really
her.
Is that what the word around town is?
Oh, you don't know how fragile the male ego and psyche is.
I do know at times, but I didn't know it was really like that. I didn't know it was really crazy. Hey, shame on you if you demasculinize from a fine ass female wrestler. Relax.
I am. Motherfucker.
Eesh, you guys are sensitive. But yeah, that was a dope match. Of course, Jade Cargill winning, and now she has this open kiss of death challenge going on. A very cool match right after that. Of course, as he's wearing the shirt, CM Punk defeated MJF in this really amazing build-up to a dog collar match.
With the Wardlow assist.
Man, or the not Wardlow assist.
No, he lost with the Wardlow assist.
I'm like Wardlow was no help.
Wardlow helped somebody, all right.
He could not find that ring when MJF needed it strategically. He found it after the fact. But no,
you know how it is, man. When you check your pocket and you like, oh man, it's not there, but then you check that pocket again and it's there. It's like, I be having shit in my pockets all the time, so I know, like, I done checked my pocket for my phone and knew that my phone wasn't in my pocket and then checked it again. It's there, like, where the fuck was it in the pocket? The pocket not that big.
Bruh. Oh shit!
It's like a vortex.
Right.
It's like the underwear gnomes from South Park.
Right. Or like you got the upside down in your pockets.
Exactly. It's like that
dimension.
The Dark World.
Yeah. Oh shit. Oh yeah. Yeah, that's right. Oh man, I totally forgot about that. But yeah, man, it's freaking insane. It's like that match. First and foremost, let's talk about how they kind of played, like MJF played the crowd with having CM Punk's current music playing on the way out, and then he switches it to his. But then Punk pulled a one up, and we got a little bit of that classic choice for a new generation Ring of Honor Punk. Punk came out. I keep forgetting the name of the song, but it's by AFI. For those of you that were fans of Punk and Ring of Honor, you know his original theme music. Or if you watch the pay-per-view now, you know his original theme music before he went to WWE. But that was so damn cool. Just that moment to kind of, especially coming off the heels of the announcement that Tony Khan bought Ring of Honor, and the fact that Punk really feels like Ring of Honor is in good hands with Tony Khan, and obviously not anybody else, because a lot of his life and a lot of his footage took place in ROH. So this was just a great payoff. It was a great match. The build up over the last couple of months has been fucking insane, and the match was just bloody and crazy and everything that you would expect it to be. But yeah, man. Teak, your thoughts on CM Punk versus MJF, dog collar?
Bloody.
Oh shit. Bruh. Fucking understatement, man.
I said that I hope that they were going to change the mat afterwards because of how bloody it was. CM Punk been bleeding a lot.
Yeah, yes.
Yeah, I don't know how much blood that man got left there. He's been getting transfusions after the show, whatever, to keep him sparkly.
Not sparkly.
But sprightly maybe is the word. But
interesting adjectives for CM Punk.
But yeah, I mean, shit, I guess as good of a dog collar match as a dog collar match can be. I mean, the it's all about the ending.
Yeah.
And yeah, I guess CM Punk and MJF are done now.
Yeah. On the better things.
Which we'll discuss in when we talk about Dynamite.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because I have an idea of where MJF is going to go after this.
Oh yeah, definitely.
But I don't know where CM Punk goes after this.
We'll see CM Punk at some point. I know he had tweeted, or he had said in an interview recently, like, I don't know how long I got in this wrestling business, but I want to win this AEW world title before I'm done. So, he probably gonna start going after some belts, as he should.
CM Punk versus Adam Page, is that something you want
to see? Absolutely. Why not? I don't think they've ever faced off against each other in life.
In life, no, because CM Punk wasn't wrestling for a long time. Probably wasn't. Adam Page was with Bullet Club and shit.
I think during the Bullet Club days was like CM Punk in WWE. You know what I'm saying? Probably like doing that. And then he left wrestling. Page got up more reps. So
I wonder what our fans think, or our watchers. Is CM Punk versus Hangman Page a match that y'all want to see?
Hey, what y'all think, guys? CM Punk versus Hangman Page for the title somewhere down the road. Yay and nay. And feel free to tell us why. The dopest comments we will go ahead and put on the screen. In the meantime, let's get into the next match.
Who do you think his opponent is going to end up being Double or Nothing, since that's the next pay-per-view?
Hangman. Shit. Who's the other heater on the championship side?
He's fighting Adam Cole again but that's in a 3-way match. That's not
I damn near want. Here's what I think is gonna happen at some point. Remember we talked about. I was gonna say. Remember we talked about that possibility of even like Adam Cole again going for the belt. A certain group forms and he gets that belt, and then Kenny comes back, and now he's got to answer to Kenny. Maybe so. They could build that up in 2 months. I don't see why that can't happen.
Who would? You're saying Omega come back and then it's Omega versus Hangman again?
I would say Adam Cole wins the belt at some point, and then it becomes Omega versus Adam Cole, which would be crazy. That would be insane. It'd definitely be something that everybody wants to see. But yeah, outside of that though, I look forward to whatever is going on in the future, because AEW has just been a whole lot of fun. But next match, Dr. Britt Baker DMD beat Thunder Rosa and kept her AEW women's championship, which had a very dope facelift just this past Sunday. And
I knew Thundercat wasn't going to win that.
Not Thundercat. You wow. No, hey. I love Thunder Rosa. Shout out to Rosa. Great match, but yeah, man, Dr. Britt Baker.
Thunder Rosa ain't winning them matches like she's supposed to.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, not necessarily, but just she didn't get the pay-per-view victory. She's won quite a few. Matter of fact, whoever she was facing.
Is that Sammy's girl?
That's Ty Conti.
Oh, Ty Conti.
Yeah.
Which one comes out with, is Ty Conti the one that comes out with the face paint and the Aztec stuff?
The Brazilian flag, yeah.
She just come out with the Brazilian. So who comes out with the face paint? Is that Thunder Rosa?
That's Thunder Rosa.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, that's Rosa.
I'm getting their gimmicks confused.
Oh boy. It happens. But yeah, those two really went to hell and back, and that was a really dope match. Of course, Dr. Britt Baker, DMD, is the heel.
DMC.
She's doing her thing, and she's fire, and that's Adam Cole's baby, and you already know how that goes.
And
but no,
she teach you how to walk this way.
That's facts. That's big. So yeah, dope match. Of course, next up, we ended up getting Jon Moxley versus Bryan Danielson. Oh, come on. I mean, what do you expect? I think that's kind of a no-brainer. Obviously, like Jon Moxley won, but as far as just the quality of the match, I think that was a no-brainer. Teak, your thoughts on that?
Yeah, great match. Good storyline, good ending.
Great ending.
Yeah, leading to much more.
Whew, great ending. We ended up getting
spoilers,
a permanent visit. Yeah, for those of you that have not seen the pay-per-view, I'm sure if you didn't buy it then, you're probably not gonna buy it now.
If you ain't seen the pay-per-view, if you ain't seen it on Instagram or Twitter,
right?
Or if you ain't watched Dynamite, there's a lot of places that you would know this by now.
Absolutely. So AEW new signee, the great William Regal, showed up as
Regal Williams.
He showed up as Moxley and Bryan were beating the shit out of each other after the match.
He showed up as Big Daddy Regal.
Yeah, he really did though. Like he showed up disappointed and like slapped the fuck out of his two sons, got them right, and was like, "Hey, all this bickering and shit, y'all need to work together." Insinuating an idea that Bryan Danielson had presented to Moxley a couple of weeks before. Moxley said, "I usually don't team with people until we bleed together." Well, they definitely bled together, and they fought and they went to hell. And William Regal pulled them out of that hell and made them see the power of what they could do together. I call this AEW's version of the two-man power trip. For Legacy Wrestling fans, you'll probably remember Stone Cold and Triple H, they considered them the two-man power trip in WWE. So this is like AEW's two-man power trip. If William Regal is
was also a lot more blood.
Yeah, a lot more blood. But like if this is them just beating the hell out of people in a very violent but technical fashion, I'm definitely all for it. We were all for it on the last episode, but then just seeing it now, it's just like shit, dude. Like I was geeked when they finally got that together, and they had their first match on Dynamite, which we'll get into in a minute. We're almost down to pay-per-view matches. Of course we got 6-man tornado tag match. We got the Andrade Hardy family office. So at that time, that was Andrade, Matt Hardy, and Isaiah Cassidy of Private Party taking on the team of Darby Allin, Sting, and Sammy Guevara. And the match was big fan service, a lot of big spots. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with fan service, but you can literally tell like that was a fans match. That was like fantasy booking on WWE 2K or some shit, because that's the type of match that like if all those people were available on this game, I definitely would have put together that match. So yeah, man, it was great. It was some really dope spots. We seen that big table spot by Sammy with the Spanish fly off the top of the stage and all type of stuff, man. It was just really solid. But yeah, of course, Sting, Darby Allin, and Sammy Guevara won the match. That led to some other fallout that we'll talk about in a minute. And then last but certainly not least, the two Adams faced off against each other. AEW World Champion Hangman Adam Page.
Adam and Adam.
Yep, took on Adam Cole, baby. And they tore the house down. And it was a dope match, and it was a dope finish. And it wasn't a whole lot of, because one thing I was saying about Hangman, it seems like anytime he defended the title, it's always seemed like he bleeds a lot. Mm-hmm. So it was nice just seeing a nice classic technical wrestling match with some strikes between him and Adam Cole, which I knew I was going to get, and it was just really a lot of fun.
And Hangman beat Adam Cole with his own move.
Yes, he did. Oh my God, I literally forgot about that. Yo, his version of the boom looked deadly. He looked like he took bro head off with that. That was fire. That was super dope. You absolutely
probably just got thicker legs.
That's what I'm saying, and that's what made it look crazy.
No homo.
Jesus Christ.
I'm just saying, man, the Cowboy looked good in a pair of chaps. No homo.
Wait a minute, YouTube video. We'll talk about that later. But yeah, that was the Revolution pay-per-view. The replay, of course, is available on Bleacher Report and Fight TV for those outside the U.S. Of course, if you absolutely want to do that, you can do that. You can also probably wait for it to come out on Blu-ray at Shop AEW, or you can just watch the fucking highlights on YouTube. You take your pick, but all that info is out there. We'll shift gears to the good folks at WWE for a minute. It was a pretty interesting Monday Night Raw.
Anything good being said in the chat?
You
got the computer so far. I can't even see what's being said up there.
Yeah, nothing crazy. I feel like what's going on is we might be sharing. I feel like at one point we were sharing Twitch with Rand. Like Rand was actually online.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and I
think you interrupted a Twitch that he was doing.
I think some of those comments were directed towards him. I don't think I necessarily interrupted his feed, but I think it was just comments or whatever, because we're talking, he's talking, whatever. So we just both so happen to be in there. But I think it stopped a little while ago, or did it? Anyhow,
we just took over the airwaves like NWO.
Oh, okay. Son of a bitch. Okay, Dragon Master, thank you for letting me know he is playing 2K22. Wow, okay, damn. Hey, Dragon Master, let Rand know that if he's still on in maybe about an hour or so, I'll be more than happy to. Oh, that's right. He got PlayStation. Never mind. Or does he? I don't know. But yeah, tell him I'll be on in a little while. But anyway, good to know. So meanwhile, we'll talk about Monday Night Raw briefly because just to keep it all the way funky, neither one of us have watched it. I'm not saying I
was worn out from that good Revolution,
right?
And I had to take a break.
Yeah, that's really what happened, to be honest. But we'll get into some brief highlights, of course. A lot going on. We're on the road to WrestleMania 38, about 4 weeks away. So we had some interesting stuff going on. We seen.
I mean, man, let's get to the point.
Okay.
What y'all think about this KO Stone Cold stuff?
Okay. We could go right there. I'm with that. Let's,
I mean, I've said that I feel like, and I think someone corroborated that they've announced that Stone Cold is showing up on an episode of the Kevin Owens show. So Kevin Owens is going to be doing a Kevin Owens show at Mania, and Austin is going to be his guest because Stone Cold ain't in shape to do a whole full match. So
he's gonna stun him, though.
Yeah, he's gonna stun him, but that's because that's the fan service. That's what he's there for.
Of course,
Vince trying to put asses in the seats and eyes on the show. And I really think that this is a reach on WWE's part. I feel like they're floundering, or they were panicking on what's something that they can do to get people to Mania or to watch.
I see.
And they pulling the nostalgia card. Let's get Stone Cold. He hasn't been here in God knows how long,
Right.
So, Kevin Owens do a stunner. So Austin gonna stunner him for stealing his move. And then he's gonna drink some beers, and then everybody gonna cheer, and then he gonna leave. You get a big payday.
It's crazy. In his old age, he don't drop beers no more. He catching them bitches like bullet passes. He ain't dropping no beers. But I mean, it's always good to see Stone Cold, but of course, definitely they needed to kind of reach for something crazy at WrestleMania, and they already know everybody's going to want to see Stone Cold, so it is what it is. You know what I'm saying?
What's the peanut gallery?
I look forward
saying about it.
No, you know what? Nobody's necessarily saying anything about that. I think they're still talking about Rand playing the game.
I thought you said somebody said looking forward to it. That's the only person. We probably got a couple people focused on what we saying,
right? And everybody else is watching Rand, but
all good. But you said you You said you excited to see Stone Cold?
I'm happy. I'm always happy to see Stone Cold. Like you said, I don't necessarily got to see him in a full match. He come out there, he talking shit on the mic, he stun a motherfucker, he drink beers and he leave. That's Stone Cold I want to see. But
Finito.
Exactly. Monday Night Raw. We seen Alpha Academy versus Arcade Bro versus Kevin Owens and Seth Rollins. That was hella dope. And that was
a new out of nowhere RKO.
Oh my God, the fucking moonsault RKO. I wasn't ready for that. That was sweet. That was sweet as hell, like some out of an action movie. That was the best RKO since whatever WrestleMania that was with him and Seth Rollins in the opening match, and
the curb stomp into the RKO.
Mm-hmm. That was the best RKO since the curb stomp RKO, straight up. So that was a super fun match.
Okay, top 5 RKOs.
Ooh, shit! Not top 5. That's tough.
Phenomenal forearm into RKO.
Phenomenal forearm to RKO was dope. The epic Carlito double springboard, almost like the Dante Martin shit. The double springboard into the RKO. The Jeff Hardy Twist of Fate reversal, just because the timing was so fucking insane. When he came back around, he grabbed him so fucking quick. That was much smaller, much leaner Orton.
There was an RKO that he did not too long ago, maybe within the last few years or so, if even that long ago.
Come on.
Where wasn't there a situation where he was in a match, did he get hurt and get taken out the match or something, and then he came back and did like a RKO? It was like so seamless, like right. Like it was like where the fuck did Randy Orton come from? He wasn't even in the ring, he just came RKO.
That's happened. That's happened a couple of times. Fucking with Orton. Orton just come back
out of nowhere.
Exactly. Just hey, you never see it coming. But that was the magic with DDP and the Diamond Cutter, because it was like you never know what position he's gonna hit it from. With Orton, you just never know when and where and how you're gonna see it. So it was a spin on that.
Well, shit, because he be pounding the ground. And
I mean,
like he give it away when he think he got it.
But most
of the time that's not when he gets it.
But that's the thing. So it's like a misdirection, because you're expecting it at that point. You're still latched on to that moment. So when he hits it, it's like, oh shit, you know what I'm saying? But I would have to say, so the ones that we talked about, those are definitely in my 3. 4 would have to be Matt Sydal, or at that time Evan Bourne, the shooting star press halfway got off the fucking mat just enough to do an RKO. He was on the mat, back down, and dude's coming off the rope. He hits that shooting star press. Orton don't get up all the way. He gets up just enough to bounce himself off of the mat and successfully get that man an RKO. And then I definitely got to count this most recent one. This Moonsault RKO was nuts. Honorary mention is because he's done it to Dolph Ziggler more than once the same way. So an honorary mention, a strong 6 is whenever he would do the pop-up RKO to Dolph Ziggler, because damn, he sells that like a fucking flounder out of water. It's so funny. When Ziggler takes that, he'll throw Ziggler up and give him that damn RKO. Ziggler just be laid there. He don't turn. He don't do shit. He's stiff as hell. Like, that man can sell a fucking move like no other. So fucking cool. But yeah, I'm a fanatic for cutters in general. Cutters and like face busters, or like reverse STOs. Anything with you dropping a motherfucker on their face. Those are my favorite type of moves. Trust and believe my creative character on this game is gonna have a move with somebody getting dropped on their face. They have to. It's necessary. Dana Brooke versus Tamina was trash. We'll get into that. We seen a couple little things. We ended up getting. I
keep telling you, man, we ain't just gotta go through and recap everything, especially because we ain't watch it.
Yeah, of course.
How do you feel about talk to them about Dolph Ziggler, because you mentioned him when the NXT title.
God.
We spoke about that for a little bit earlier.
Yes, we did talk about that in the whip. So I don't know. I'm half and half about it, like coffee creamer. I feel like Dolph didn't need to win the NXT championship. That wasn't going to make or break, I guess, whatever the mark of his career is. The mark of his career is he's the person that's gonna steal the show, whether he wins the match or whether he loses the match. So him not really being on the NXT roster anymore, but winning the NXT championship, especially right now, maybe I would have felt different about it back in the black and gold NXT days, because we knew that Dolph Ziggler was a student of FCW, which became NXT later on. So he's been there, but it's been a while. It's been a long while. He's been on that main roster more often than not. And for them to do this now in NXT 2.0 just disvalidates NXT 2.0.
I mean, but he's not the first person who did it. Didn't Charlotte come down and win the NXT Women's title at one point? Or
I don't know if she ever won the belt. She came down and had some matches, but I don't know if
Rhea Ripley when she was when she was beefing with her. Yeah. I feel like somebody came down and won the NXT title before, but I may be mistaken.
The women's title?
Yeah, the women's title.
Yeah. Like the only time, like I understand somebody like Finn or I understand, and I'm equally a fan of Finn and Dolph Ziggler, but like
but when Finn did it though, they sent Finn back to NXT.
That's what I'm saying. He was on the active roster, he was back on his Prince Devitt shit. He was doing his thing, so that's different. This shit they doing, I'm not against it, but I'm not necessarily for it. That was what I said earlier. Like for that, they could have just kept it on.
Do you think it's got anything to do with the fact that they're probably going to be trying to bring Braun up to the main roster pretty quickly?
I mean,
that's why they got him. I mean, it's not his feud; it's Ciampa's feud, right? But I guess it's his feud now.
Yeah,
he's mixed in with it, but that's a way to transfer him over to a fight on Raw.
They had him on. Exactly. They had him on Raw in a tag match, and I mean, he looked fucking good. He's Braun Breaker. Who's obviously a Steiner for those of you that know, is definitely somebody who, for a younger, greener person in wrestling, he looks cool. He looks like a guy that wants to just whoop your ass. And he's fast as fuck. I think fuck a Edge, fuck a Roman Reigns. I think he got the best spear since '96 Goldberg. And I've said that on numerous occasions. It's him and it's Ricky Starks right now on the spear side of things. But yeah, he's dope. I want to see him do more. I don't know if they need to move him up to the main roster so quick. I need them to let him bubble for a little while longer. He's hot, he's dope, and this, that, and the third. But what happens if you don't really have no storylines for him and he ends up like every other quality NXT person that moved up to the main roster? And I don't want to see that happen to Braun, especially considering that, hell yeah, his legacy. You know what I'm saying? This is Rick Steiner's kid. You know what I'm saying? So, like, I want to see him do more. You know what I'm saying? So, before they start talking about Raw and SmackDown for him, let him run NXT for a little while. We haven't had anybody to run NXT 2.0. Like, even the champion didn't necessarily run. Braun Breaker can run NXT 2.0. So, I'm for him as far as that. But Dolph Ziggler doesn't need to be the champion necessarily. But anywho, that was just my take on that, and we'll jump out of that. And lastly, we'll get into Dynamite, because Dynamite has some really, really, really great moments. Dynamite was a fire show up and down. We'll talk about some very important parts of Dynamite. The first being, let's just get this out the way because this is probably one of the biggest headlines, obviously. So we seen the official breakdown of the AHFO, the Andrade Hardy Family Office. Matt Hardy was in kayfabe voted out of the AHFO by the rest of the crew, and he was unfortunately jumped. And then we had a visit from Sting and Darby Allin. They came in there, tried to help, but that didn't work because it inevitably was 6-on-3 at that point. And strategically, considering that his non-compete clause was up yesterday after his release from WWE, the charismatic enigma, Matt Hardy's brother, Jeff Hardy, showed up. And together they cleaned house. Of course, we seen the extreme combination of the Twist of Fate and the Swanton. And looks like the brothers are back, not as the Hardy Boys, but as the Hardys. And Jeff returned with the iconic Hardy music that everybody knows. So let me just clear the air on this.
He hurried up and got to this Jeff Hardy news.
I know it wasn't something that we wanted to talk about at the tail end, so I just wanted to get that out the way. But for those of you that may or may not know, that theme that they use as the Hardy Boys is not a theme that was created by any of WWE's music team. That's something that's essentially a popular licensed piece of music that I've heard in TV commercials, car commercials, all type of shit on the low. But it was something iconic, and Tony Khan ended up, cutting the deal with whoever's the original publisher of that, getting that music. So to see Jeff come out with the iconic music and now having the Hardys as the Hardys again, they wanted to go on their one final run as brothers. They up in their 40s. They look good, you know what I'm saying? Matt didn't got in even better shape recently, and Jeff's still a small guy, and he's cut and he's doing his thing. So they're gonna do their thing, and we'll see him. And they got some independent booking coming up. So I'm personally excited about the Hardy Boys just having a little bit more freedom. It's not even necessarily of them just being in AEW together. It's them just being in professional wrestling together and not necessarily sports entertainment, if that makes any sense. Of course, the one non-fan of that notion is sitting to my left. Take your thoughts. I can't speak for you.
I just think that we didn't need Jeff Hardy coming from WWE over to AEW just because Matt is there. He don't need to go everywhere his brother go, and they already did the indies when Matt was deleting people and shit, and I already seen them fight the Young Bucks. I saw all of that when they did their farewell stuff before they went back to WWE. Mm-hmm. So now it's like they're doing that again. So
yeah, but different times, different things happen. They can create different moments. Both of them, like for example, if we were to see Hardy Boys versus Young Bucks again, which I'm sure we're going to see that at some point. They get to do it in front of now 16, 17,000 people now instead of 400 at a fucking hall. You know what I mean? That's big.
What's not a hall?
Well, wherever it was. I'm just saying it wasn't 17,000 people. You know what I mean? When they're going to worldwide and on national TV and shit like that. So I think that is going to bring a different energy to the dynamic of the Hardys. So it's not so much that they're reunited in AEW. It's just that they're reunited in a situation where they have more creative freedom and they have more teams that they could face on TV and not like YouTube or
whatever he wet
or whatever. You ass.
And you ain't even talk about the Jericho.
We're gonna get it. We're getting
that was first. They was first.
Yeah,
that was the first segment.
Well,
I jumped to the Hardys.
I wanted to get that out the way, right? Jericho. So now we'll get into Jericho.
He's a hoe.
So now we'll get into Chris Jericho, old man Lionheart, as I've been calling him since yesterday.
That snake in the grass.
Coming off the heels of the pay-per-view match, him and Eddie have a little meeting in the ring. It appears as if he's giving Eddie his proper respect. Eddie goes from talking shit about him to giving his proper respect back. And then we get a visit from 2.0 and Daniel Garcia. And as it turns out, first of all, they threw both of them, but like Teak spoke of earlier, you could tell that they were going a little light on Jericho. And sure enough,
going hard on
Eddie. Yeah, man. And You see them band up. You see Jericho get up and join in on the fun. Jake Hager comes out, and then he joins in on the fun. So it looks like we go from the inner circle to what's now known as the Jericho Appreciation Society, which is now the team of Chris Jericho, Jake Hager, and now 2.0 and Daniel Garcia, which is a good look for obviously.
It's Jericho's Justice League.
Jericho's Justice League is him as Aquaman. We got the Wonder Twins. We got the Flash.
Association of America.
Dr. Jericho. Yo, but either way, I always tell people, like, I love Chris, whether heel, whether face. Chris Jericho can never do no wrong in my eyes, and I felt that way since '99. So, I look forward to see what he does with this new iteration that he's doing now. Also, we finally got to see the tag team debut of Jon Moxley and Bryan Danielson, accompanied to ringside by William Regal, just being their violent selves. That was just really cool. They defeated what's my man from the Wingmen, country dude.
They fought.
Can't think his name.
Called what the fuck was their names?
I forgot their indie team name, but it's big.
The Workhorsemen.
The Workhorsemen.
That's a horrible fucking
It is,
name.
but they were that for a brief second in ROH. That's homie from the Wingmen, and Andrew Hale is the guy with the green hair. They were the Workhorsemen in ROH for a very brief second, and then once dude came over to AEW, he joined with Peter Avalon. And
you can't be no men with horse in it in wrestling. Okay. You do think you're gonna add a word to it, and that it's not gonna be the horseman? You tell you the Workhorseman. Fuck out of here. You the bagsman. How about that? Fucking bag boys. Fuck out of here.
Hey, good effort. But either way, we just got to see Moxley and Danielson.
This gonna be a raid.
And that's what it was for Moxley and Danielson.
Exactly.
They did their thing, and we
ate up some niggas that don't even got a contract.
And they do, actually.
One of them. You said one of them is in the Wingman. The other one
the other one has a solo contract.
So participant.
He was not.
Hey, you want to get beat up tonight? You want to wrestle? We missing somebody. You want to?
I'm dead. I can't win.
You?
But yeah, we got a great promo from William Regal. I do kind of see what Teak was saying, how Regal was kind of praising Bryan Danielson for a minute, but he didn't seem like he had a lot to say about Moxley, except for the fact that,
maybe crazy.
Yeah.
Crazy Moxley. That's all he had to say about Moxley. Bryan Danielson was the greatest wrestler known to man that ever lived. And then we got we got wacky ass Moxley over here.
Bruh.
Yo. That's a funny illustration of that notion, but I definitely understand where Teak is coming from, because when I went back and looked at that promo, I'm like, yeah, he didn't have much to say. He didn't say nothing bad, but he just
didn't have much to say.
Bruh.
It's like you can tell who his favorite son is.
Exactly.
The wrong kid died.
Oh shit.
Bruh.
I was just talking about Walk Hard. Who was I telling about Walk Hard? Swear to God, I was just telling somebody about Walk Hard. That's hilarious. Wrong kid died. Yo, if you've never watched Walk Hard, the Dewey Cox story, which is a parody of Walk the Line, the Johnny Cash story, please watch it. Anyway, side note.
Please watch anything that John C. Reilly.
Please do. He's funny as fuck.
Besides, I take that back. Don't watch Watson and the fuck is it called?
Holmes.
Yeah, Holmes and Watson. Don't watch that.
Yeah,
that's horrible.
That's not one of his shining moments.
But he's in a new show
I was
on
just
HBO.
damn, you took the words right out of my mouth.
I got this.
Son of a bitch.
What's the show called? This is obviously not a paid promotion because we don't even know what the shit is called. But it's about the Lakers, and he's the owner of the Lakers, and it's about when basketball first became.
The name of the show
basketball.
is Winning Time: The Rise of the Lakers Dynasty. It is a HBO Max original series.
That's a long name. I wasn't going to remember that.
John C. Reilly is in it, so definitely check it out. HBO Max, only the best streaming service next to Disney Plus, and now next to Peacock because of Bel Air. But yeah, man, definitely check that out when you get a chance. Now, what else did we end up seeing on Monday? Monday was crazy.
Oh yeah,
man.
So we were talking about the 6:30 by Sammy, and I mean this guy is insane. So I mean, over the past couple weeks, because the first thing that I'm gonna say, which this was a couple weeks back, was the cutter that he gave to Kobe.
The ladder match, yes.
The ladder match. And that was an amazing move.
Fire.
And then at Revolution, we got the Spanish Fly off the stage through the table on the ramp.
Not off the main stage down. We talking about the top of the part where they walking
from to the ramp.
You feel? Not the Titantron. Oh, geez.
And then last night, he missed a 6:30. Well, he didn't miss it. He made it. There was just nobody there when he landed. And as I said, I don't. How crazy are you that you pitched that spot,
bruh,
in a wrestling match to do? Like,
bruh. Yo, yeah, I'm gonna do a whole 6:30. I think the crowd will
go crazy,
right?
If I do this,
if I do a 6:30 somersault and miss, and go straight through a table. Like, it was so perfect.
Just explode.
Yeah, exactly. It was such a perfect spot that I think the table literally shattered into pieces. But damn, that shit looked painful. But yeah, we actually seen a title change hands on Monday.
Yeah.
Woo, the homie Scorpio Sky.
Y'all might have heard him come out to some new music.
Oh yeah.
G1 should have this in his computer, but he don't, so that he could have queued it up.
Oh, I got it. I can pull it up, but listen,
it's okay though. It'll be in the actual episode.
Absolutely. And Who We Are, which is the AEW Black History Month music compilation,
Volume 1.
Look out for Volume 2. But yeah, man, Teak and the lead book of Mega Ran were featured on Up in the Clouds, which is the record inspired by our new TNT champion, Scorpio motherfucking Sky. Bless him.
Right. 365 days.
Hell yeah.
Not a loss.
Man, listen, that was probably one of the most.
It's not streaming, sir. You're not gonna find it. It's not streaming yet.
Oh, okay, not yet. Okay,
no.
But that was probably one of the most unexpected.
I got it on CD. You had to buy the physical.
Oh yeah, that's right. But that was probably one of the most unexpected. By the way, go get that. ShopAEW.com. Who We Are, Volume 1. Please go get that. There are features from all of my personal friends, as well as some other great guys out here in the wrestling rap world.
Masters.
Shout out to the homie Torrey Masters. Shout out to Lost Perception on production. Shout out to, of course, the Villain T Call. Shout out to Mega Ran. All my guys, Monteezy,
Mikey Ruckus,
Josiah Williams, Mikey Ruckus for overseeing the whole thing. Shout out to Mikey.
Wrestle Flow.
Well, exactly, Josiah.
Rated R.
Yes, rated R. Yeah, it's a lit Sonny Kiss did some vocals on shit.
Max
Caster, one spitting bars, of course. And everybody loves the Acclaimed, right? So fire. Go get that. ShopAEW.com. Those of you that obviously pre-ordered it before it's released got that big ass poster. So yeah.
And Scorpio Sky obviously liked the song enough that he chose to come out to it. He came out to it earlier this week on Dark Elevation.
He's been coming out to it on Dark and Dark Elevation since they announced the project since before the project was available, because I had told you one day in the chat, like, yo, he coming out to your shit. Okay. Like, yeah, it's lit. So they was already kind of diving into that album before the album's official release. So that's so dope that, and this is another reason why I hold AEW to a certain regard, because WWE has never done that in my lifetime, and I'm almost 35.
They ain't did shit for me.
You know what I'm saying? Now, granted, I've done, you know, I've done a cool thing for WWE that unfortunately did not get used. You know, but I did, you know, there was conversation on back end or whatever. But AEW, what we did, what me and Rand did, because if you guys may remember, the second ever All Out event, or was it the first All Out? But the first and second All Out, I actually produced the title theme, which is available on all streaming platforms. Mega Rand rapping on it, beat by G1 to the rescue, of course. The first two All Out events, listen to the theme song in between matches when they're talking about the next match. That's produced by me. And the fact that the first year that they did it, it was All Out in Chicago. I was here. But that first All Out in Chicago, and I could hear that shit playing in the arena, and I could see people nodding their head to it. I'm like, look at my hometown. They don't even know they rocking the one of their own shit. That shit was cool, man. So AEW up to this point has broken bread with all of us at one point in time or another, and they don't have to do that.
I mean, hey, I'm just on a championship team. I got a champion on the resume right now, so the price is going up.
You feel me? Say that, did you know?
But aside from that, something that we didn't touch on yet that we need to before we close out of things,
yes,
is Wardlow.
Oh man, yes.
So as we talked about on Revolution, Wardlow came out. MJF called for the assist from Wardlow, and Wardlow came out and did not assist him in winning the match. He actually assisted him in losing the match.
Oh shit!
And so tonight or on Dynamite, he came out, talked for a little while, cut a good promo, and talked about how he's no longer planning on being MJF's lackey.
Nah.
And even though he's in contract with him, he's like, if he knows what's good for him, he'll let him out of his contract. And it's his world and all this other stuff.
It's Wardlow's world.
So
it's Wardlow's world. Damn it.
The thing that we mentioned earlier was about how, since Scorpio Sky has to fight Wardlow on Dynamite because Wardlow won the Face of the Revolution match.
Yeah,
that we suspect that there's going to be some shenanigans.
Major shenanigans.
Shenanigans.
It definitely leaves some things open. I'm sorry. It leaves some story open for Wardlow and MJF to kind of have this feud going into Double or Nothing.
So basically, we feel like either MJF himself, maybe Sean Spears, perhaps who are the other guys?
FTR.
Oh shit! And they fired Tully Blanchard.
Oh yeah, FTR did fire Tully Blanchard because they want some more like meaningful matches. They're gonna get them now. Hey, we talk about AEW having all the tag teams and all the factions. This is the direction that FTR is going, then we're about to see some fire.
But yeah, as far as we know, they're still affiliated with MJF. So, I mean, it could be them or just, anybody who maybe he just wants to pay to do it that night or put on their payroll. But we feel like he's going to cost Wardlow the match. It would be better if it was MJF himself. But Sean Spears, we still know who he's the lackey of. So
here's an interesting hot take. So if down the road the Pinnacle is still going on and they decided to replace the Pinnacle with another powerhouse similar to Wardlow, who you think could be that person?
Somebody that's there now?
Either somebody that's there now or maybe somebody that could come in, who knows? But if they were to replace Wardlow with another Haas like that, who would it be?
I don't know. I feel like you're trying to get me to say Cesaro.
Claudio Castagnoli. I hope so.
Claudio Casanova? Huh?
Listen, all I'm gonna say is that if there are any plans to have Claudio
Killer Crossface.
Ooh, hey, Cross, but you know what? I mean, they could still do that because I mean, granted, they got EC3 and Adam Scherr, formerly known as Braun Strowman. They have their own promotion now. Control Your Narrative, and Killer Cross is actually
He over there with them?
He's doing some matches over there, but I don't know if he's going to be a direct signee. And I'm sure if they had something for him to do in AEW, they would make it to where he can still fulfill those because AEW was good for letting people, you know what I'm saying, get bread elsewhere. And as long as it's not interfering in the AEW schedule. So that's just another cool thing that makes it good. That's why everybody's so comfortable working there. And that's why everybody wants to go there because the freedom. People want freedom of creativity. People want freedom of expression, and people want freedom to be able to go get money, and people want freedom to go home. I feel like those are the things that wrestlers all across the business want. And when you have one place that's giving you all that, I mean, who wouldn't want to be there? And now the person that owns that company now owns a whole nother popular wrestling company where he can really spread out and create some great dynamics. And I can't wait to see the fallout of that. Or the future of that, should I say?
But I feel like Scorpio Sky is going to hold the title for a little bit.
Yeah, I definitely have to agree with that.
He's in a crew. He's got people around him, protect him and protect the title. And I don't feel like he kept bragging about not losing a match in 365 days to win the title to lose it.
I agree.
So
I completely agree with that wholeheartedly.
Do the right thing, Tony. Tony Khan. Do the right thing.
Do the right thing. Yes, sir.
Why you ain't got no black people up on this wall? Why ain't no brothers on this wall, Tony? Do the right thing.
Hey, man. Listen, now we got two black champions. We're gonna see some more, I'm sure. We got like two like chocolate champions, not just African American, but we talking like our color. You know what I'm saying?
That sounded real sexual towards Scorpio.
What is you talking?
Said we got two chocolate.
He is a chocolate brother. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm comfortable enough in my own skin to say that. Y'all know I like vagina. So y'all know what's up. But yeah, Scorpio Sky, fine ass Jade Cargill. Goddamn.
Scorpio Sky, chocolate.
Shout out to Rock. Listen, and also shout out to the two ladies that inspired that little tidbit.
Chocolate rain.
Chocolate rain. Shout out to the two ladies that inspired that little tidbit, the inspiration, Cassie Lee and Jessica McKay over in Impact doing their thing as the Impact Women's Tag Champs. So I just want to give them some love and shout out to our homie Chris Bay as the first black member of the Bullet Club. He's been involved in some really dope shit across with him and Switchblade and the Good Brothers. So that's been really dope. Check out some Impact too. I don't want to take too much attention away from Impact because Impact has been phenomenal the last couple of years, especially ever since our boy got signed. I just feel like shit is like turned up a notch. So check out some Impact when you can. Check out some MLW when you can. Obviously, New Japan is great. We can talk about wrestling all day because that's what we're here to do. But we got a couple more things before we get up out of here. Now, I know Rock ain't here, but do we got a burial?
Rock don't do the barrels. Rock do the snacks.
Rock do the snacks.
And I think we
who got a barrel?
We ain't got no snacks.
No snacks.
We put
Bruh.
last podcast we had to denounce a snack
all
of her previous wins and awards. So this week we're gonna take a break on the snack, so that we can revisit the snack formula and bring y'all back a snack of the week that we know is not crazy.
We got to do our weekly snack huddle to figure out.
We got to do our due diligence. We got to taste these snacks.
Woof.
And
yeah, especially our last snack of the week.
And make sure that they ain't too salty. You know, pH balance.
What? Yes, yo. Never mind. Anyway,
Pineapples.
yo, we gonna get the fuck up out of here. Man, a lot of wrestling out there in the world. Find something that you like. Who gives a fuck what people think about it? If you enjoy it, that's what it is. I'm just saying
I'm gonna leave the berry of the week this week up to y'all.
Yeah.
Berry who the fuck you don't like.
Yeah. If you had something this week that you completely,
your job,
yeah,
somebody got your order wrong at Starbucks.
Yeah.
Some funky ass bitch cut you off.
Yeah. Yeah.
He had it happen to him earlier today.
Yo, I'm gonna say this real quick. The wonderful state of Arizona that I live in, I think y'all need to have two driving schools before y'all give people their licenses, because man, it's a lot of intellect that's lacking, and
I think it's just also an issue that you don't have to renew your driver's license for like 30 years.
Yeah, like why does my shit expire in 2052? Like I don't even know if I'm gonna be here that
expire
long.
when you're not supposed to be driving no more.
Bruh. Your shit expires when your prescription is like 40x. Bruh. Oh man.
Sit your goof eyes down.
Listen.
And not in the car seat. Sit your ass in the house. No driving for you.
On that note, we thank you for joining us. This one wasn't so long. It's our usual length. We appreciate everybody.
That's what she said.
We appreciate everybody for rocking with us. Of course, you can find us on all the socials. Of course, Matt Mania Podcast, which some of you may be watching this on Facebook. New updates to the Matt Mania page coming soon. We got
oh shit! Sorry, I was getting late over here.
Oh no, you good. We got what else? Matt Mania Twitch on the way, so be on the lookout for that. We're gonna have a way to. I'm gonna create a Twitch specifically for Matt Mania Podcast, and we hope that those of you that have been fucking with us for God knows how long will come join us on certain days or whatever, not to take any attention away from our lead booker, as clearly we can't, because y'all in the chat talking about him more than us. But we love y'all. We understand that any win is a team
just
win.
a mistake. We did some.
Yeah.
We didn't discuss who was going to be using the Twitch.
That's true.
Time.
That's true. But I am glad that we went ahead and streamed today so we can get this up. But hey, check out AEW Rampage tomorrow, and check out SmackDown tomorrow. I won't give away the whole card for Rampage, but I will say that tomorrow we are having the in-ring debut with a homie Swerve Strickland. Shout out to Swerve finding his new home in AEW, and it'll be him and Tony.
Apparently, it's his house.
Yeah, Swerve's house. And it'll be him versus the premier athlete, Tony Nese, who I beat in Street Fighter. I'll never let that go. Tomorrow on Rampage, so check that out. Also, check out SmackDown. Again, we're on the road to WrestleMania, so this is where shit gets a little thick. So if you're going to tune in to WWE, this is usually the time to do it before you get to the page. Nandy knows that. But anyway, on behalf of the whole squad, led by myself, the villain T-Call, Ali, Booker, Megan Rand, and company, we appreciate everybody for hanging with us on this great Thursday evening. And we'll see y'all next week with an all-new episode. I'm G1 to the rescue. And we haven't said this in a while, and we need to get back into a habit of doing it. As always, important, please keep your shoulders off the mat.
We out.
Peace, y'all.